Hello, all things Hadar. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you are all here. For those of you who are returning, thank you guys so much for your continued support, for you being here. Yes, this helps me, and yes, it helps the channel, but even more importantly and more broadly, it helps us to help each other. So yeah, thank you. Thank you. For those of you who are new, we're glad that you have found us and that you have joined us. We hope that you decide to come back, to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Share if you feel someone could benefit from the messages. And just real quick, if you're new, if you'd like to know more about me or what I do in addition to my YouTube channels, you can check out the information in the description box below. It'll let you know how I read, as well as give you my website or web address. And with that, we're going to jump in. All right, this is the deck that I was guided to bring out. I found it interesting that it was only one deck because most of you know that I usually use a variety, and we may still. I just go with whatever I'm guided to do in the moment, and sometimes they just add as we go. All right, with all that said, let's get started. All right. We are leaving the message open to whatever Most High, God, Source, Spirit, Universe, whatever that is for you, wants us to discuss at this time. Thank you. Okay, we have the Six of Water. So this is actually in the equivalent for those of you who prefer the traditional tarot. This is equal to the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups. Now it's interesting to me because the Six of Cups in traditional has the two people and it refers to the past. In this particular deck, it is almost like she's reflecting on the self. And we do have some lotus plants that are in various stages of growth. Let me see. What are these? So it's interesting that there's like these bubbles that I'll show you here in just a moment. But to me, these bubbles almost look like I'm getting, could be ancestral beings, but I'm getting just beings. But she's looking at her own reflection within the water there. So this could be just almost like a personal review, looking at how far you've come from where you were when you started, or a review of looking at, like, you know, what needs to be addressed. What do I want to look at next? What do I want to work on? Kind of thing. Or maybe even a review of, like, how did I get here? Okay. Three of Fire. So the Three of Fire in here is equal to Wands, basically. So the Three of Wands. This is talking about they've chosen a new direction. They've got their they have their compass up here. I don't know if you can see that very well. They've got their compass. They've chosen their direction. They are in their vehicle or mode of transportation. They have their lighting in place, both in front and back and within. There is guidance that we see, and I don't know if it'll show up well. I'll try to show it to you, but there's literally a face within this golden globe shaped thing, and it looks like there's almost like a suggestion of what would look like the victory laurel leaves, but with stars instead of leaves. This could also, to me, suggests the moon. So there may be something about the phases of the moon. So if that speaks to you, maybe looking at the different phases of the moon, and if you looked at this like that, like what is the closest phase of the moon that would speak to you about. And there's the, again, I don't know if you can actually see like the suggestion of the face in there. So it feels like there's this self-reflection going on, and possibly due to that, taking that time, that pause to self-reflect, it leaves an opportunity there for like, okay, well, I want to switch this, and so what direction do I want to take it? Where do I want to go with that? And then choosing that direction and then moving, taking action steps. And I was just going to reach for this deck, so I guess we're doing this one. So let's talk a little more about this at Six of Water, please. Can we talk some more about the Six of Water, please? One more. Thank you. Six of Water. Nope, that's too many. Six of Water, please. I would suggest looking up the energies of the number 6. It for some reason, to me, these spheres, there's 2 here and then you've got 4 here. For some reason, those spheres seem very significant, and I feel like it may be different for each. She also has one of the lotuses on her head, the side of her head there. I don't know if that shows up very well, but it is almost like it's a bud. It hasn't even, it's just prior to opening. Like this one down here has just started to open, but this one up here has not started to open yet, but it's very, very close. So that to me would suggest that, and because it's in the head and it's actually, so a couple of different ways that I'm getting this is that, for some it's like, because of its placement, it could be about an enlightenment, an aha moment, an epiphany of some sort. For others, it could be a awakening, an activation of the left side of the brain, the left hemisphere of the brain. And for others, I feel like it's talking about your ear chakras opening up, or the opportunity for it to open up. Wow. See? Yeah. Okay. So we have the 5 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. Now, what's interesting to me about this is the 6 of Cups, or the 6 of Water here, right? We were talking about how it looks like this is about her doing self-reflection work. Okay? This was most likely brought on because of some sort of loss. Something didn't pan out, right? Something didn't pan out. And so I feel like this person, whoever this represents, and in whatever way this represents for you, that there is a willingness to do some reflecting work and find out, okay, how did I get here? What was my role in this? And this isn't about blaming somebody else and, well, they did this and they did that. What is my role in this? What did I allow? What did I accept? What did I influence? What did I put out there? But really learning to understand how did this imbalance get created? What was my role? How did I create this? What beliefs am I carrying that are creating this or created this? But again, there's this self-reflection, and I believe the self-reflection came on from, yes, a disappointment. There's disappointment, mourning, regret, loss, grief. So something didn't work out. Something didn't work out. But the bridge is right here. So if they would turn around, they'd see the Two of Cups. They'd see the bridge that could take them over the water, and they could be on this other piece of land here with a home, right? This required them to make a choice or a decision. The world is their oyster, right? This reviewing, this loss, it's almost like the loss needed to take place in order to dismantle things that were ready to be released out of your life to allow you to move into better alignment with yourself. And this review brings you to this place of making a choice or a decision of, okay, what am I going to do with this now? And from the imagery on this, which I'll show you in just a moment, there were two choices, right? Which one am I going to do? Which one? And it's like, okay, I've turned my back on this one. And when I show it to you, you'll see there's this one that he's turned his back on in here literally has a weight down at the bottom. And then he's lifted this one up of, okay, this is the one I'm taking this is the one I'm putting my focus on. This is the one that I'm going to do. And now it just requires me to take that action. Okay. So there's the image. You see the weight right there? And you see that this one does not have a weight on it. Okay. And then because that choice or decision was made, and it's like, okay, now I want to put that in. Do you see how it's doing it? I want to put that into action. I want to allow this. Do you see what that's doing? It's like, no, there is, thank you. See, as soon as I acknowledge it, it quit. There is this resistance. There's this energy of this resistance of maybe fearful of taking the steps. Yes, I've identified, but now I'm afraid to take the steps to move forward. Or maybe there's not being honest with the self to truly see, okay, what was my part in it? And that is not to judge yourself, but it's to be, okay, I'm aware of that now. Now I know that I don't want to repeat this, or this. And now I know I can do the opposite of that to create the opposite, right? It's learning, it's expanding, it's growing. Doing this process, though, puts you in your power. Okay, Queen of Wands. This Queen of Wands is a person who is, she's confident, passionate, determined. She's, she's social, she's self-assured. She takes action steps. She makes a plan. She, makes her decision. She plans how she's going to execute it, and she does it. She doesn't care what the naysayers have to say. She doesn't care what the naysayers say. She has, and for me, this speaks to me. Just the feline line is are my guardians, and we have lions on her throne behind her, lions on the arms of her throne, and then she has the cat here at her feet, and she's holding a sunflower. But I would say she goes at what she wants very fiercely and very ferociously, not in a negative way, but in a I'm standing for me way. And I'm passionate about me. And I'm moving in a direction that is supportive and helpful for me. And again, think about that, right? When we improve our own frequency and vibrations, it also improves the vibrations that we put out there and that rippling effect of what we put out. Okay. Three of Fire. So again, this is Wands, Three of Wands. And again, you see the progression going from the Two of Wands of making the choice and the decision to the Three of Wands, putting it into action, coming off of the rampart there up at the top of the castle to in the mode of transportation, getting things moving. Okay. So let's talk some more about this Three of Fire, please. Let's talk. Thank you. Can we get two more? Thank you. Let's get one more. Thank you. That's too many. Too many. We'll see. All right. So we have the King of Swords was the first one out. So, okay. There on this side, it's almost like there's the emotional part to go through, right? Because it's releasing those emotions, and intertwined with those emotions are beliefs that were clouding your vision and had you living in illusions. then we've made the decision of what we're going to do. This puts us in our power, taking back our power. It's very empowering for us. And the action is what's creating our empowerment. And here's the action right here. We have the King of Swords, what came out. Now it's time to employ the intellect, right? Now it's time to have your plan. You have its structure. We got intelligent structure, head over heart, right? We were in the one. Now we're shifting into the head, being logical, thinking things through, having a plan, strategizing, that kind of thing, and carrying out the action. Because swords are, to me, swords and wands are about action. To me, swords are also about swift action. It's like I've made the choice, I've thought it through, I've got my plan, now I'm doing it. This, again, puts you in your power here. We have the Emperor. The Emperor, now you think about this, right? Okay, so first of all, it says protection, authority, stability, discipline, and a father figure. So what I'm getting from this is, again, you putting yourself into the intellect now, out of the emotional, into the intellectual. That's what you're using for your planning, your strategizing, and you're moving forward. And then we have the Emperor come out here. Well, the Emperor is about, again, protection. Yes, you're going to protect, or they're suggesting this, right? You have this opportunity to step into this power and protect whatever it is you're moving towards, yourself and what you're moving towards, your plans, your future, what you're wanting to create. And you figure, again, think about this. Kings and queens rule kingdoms, right? Emperors rule the kingdoms. So the kings and the queens answer to, if you will, the emperor. And in that, it's just basically saying, getting balance between your feminine and your masculine, your mental and your mental and your emotional, your masculine and your feminine, and really owning your power and then your own authority, which it says right there. And then this is what's going to create your stability for you. I'm trying to get these cards to come apart because they're sticking together. Okay, so then we have the Nine of Pentacles. So this is all doing this stuff, carrying these actions out, however this applies to you, is going to create your own independence, your own success and achievements, because you have the Nine of Pentacles here. The Nine of Pentacles, when you go from the Nine of Pentacles, or I should say, Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy, okay? But again, do you see how this progresses? And this is going to allow you to bring in your independence. And this is about, Pentacles is earth energy. So it is something that is very, this is about the material world. Stability. Financial success, yes, but also financial security. Oh, jeez. And then we have the Empress. So again, Emperor and Empress. Masculine and feminine balance. This could be about divine counterparts coming in, or a divine counterpart coming in as well. We do have also the Nine of Swords. That's a lot of anxiety, stress, worry. And I would say that it's probably stress and worry around whatever this plan is that you're carrying out, or this journey is. Is it going to work? Is it going to actually change things? As this is that, is, etc. Whatever that is for you. I would say that from what we're seeing in here, out of all of these 9 things that you're stressing out about, and yes, it give or take, because it's going to be different for everybody. But the bottom line is that there's really only, 1 to like 2.5 or 2 3/4 of things that actually need your attention. Note I'm saying attention. They need your attention, not your anxiety, your guilt, your stress, your fear, your worry, your panic. Those energies are not going to help you. So, and I know it's not like, well, then just shut it off. No, that's not what I'm saying. I am saying, though, that they're not helping you. So, for one, it's important to call back your focus, right? learn to identify those things that are really just things you're worrying about, either that you can't do anything about because they are things that are not in your control and they're not for you to do, and it's not yours. And if you need to lead yourself through an exercise, then I would suggest doing that. It can be as simple as, as we've done here, take your breaths, right? In through the nose to the count of 4, pause, exhale out the mouth, the count of 4. You're inhaling light, health, balance, whatever those intentions are you want to put on your intake. Your pause is allowing that intake to fill your body, your cells, your lungs, everything, right? And your exhale is releasing out all of the stuff that you want to let go of, including these additional worries that are not helping you right now. They're not something that needs your focus and your attention at this time. Once you've done that, or even get yourself grounded and connected first, and then do that, get grounded and connected, then do this breath of releasing out this stuff, right? You can still use the same breath sequence to get grounded and connected. And then just breathe normally and stay relaxed, stay present, stay relaxed. Just listen to your own breath if that helps you to stay present. When you're ready, then doing the breathing sequence again. And again, you're only needing to do this for 2 to 4 breaths. It's not something you're going to sit and keep doing and doing and doing, but 2 to 4 breaths, and then go through that. Okay, this is what I'm bringing in and this is what I'm releasing out. Once you have gotten to this place where you have a little more of a, calm, centered self, now let me look at these 2, 2.5, 2 3/4 things that I have left that really would benefit from my attention. Let me prioritize them. Which one is the most important, or which one is the biggest, and people are going to be different as to how they want to approach. Some want to do the biggest thing first so that once they get over that, the other stuff is going to seem easy. Other people would like to do the easier stuff first so that they can build up and then they can just tackle that big thing. There's no right or wrong. It's what works for you. And when you start noticing that your attention is going to all those other things again, practice it again. Get yourself grounded and connected. Get yourself focused and centered, and releasing all of this other stuff that you just don't need to be spending your time on. All of this, right? This review, this coming up with your plan and then going into the logical, and this is bringing you into places of being in self-empowerment and being independent, and learning how to manage your anxiety, your stress, your tension. This is all going to allow you to move on, move forward. It says moving forward, healing, journeys, stability, and transition. And that is exactly it. It's going to allow you to move on to calmer waters. There's no reason that you have to stay in all this stress and tension. You can leave that behind. We next have the Chariot, and this is about determination, travel, self-discipline, mastery, and willpower. And I mean, how much more appropriate can this be, right? Self-discipline, being aware of when your thoughts or your emotions are running away from you, and then taking the proactive steps, breath, focusing, letting go, all the stuff we've already talked about. That is taking ownership. That is a very good step in the right direction of self-mastery, right? Of being responsible for how you feel and for what you do. I hope that makes sense. And that will help things for you to move on. We also have, again, the Six of Swords is about moving forward and journeys, and moving can be moving like relocating, and it can be across to the other side of the planet to across the yard. I mean, who knows? But these are both about moving and or movement. So this holds the potential for you to shift things up very well for yourself. But it does require awareness. It does require taking ownership and mastering the self, mastering the mental and emotion. And instead of letting them run away with you and run the show, you run the show, right? And it is about honoring those parts of you, but honoring them and processing them, right? Instead of just, oh, I can't do anything about it. This is just how it is. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. This is actually a short message, I feel, compared to how long some of mine really go. But I also feel like this was very direct. And you know, we've already covered the beginning and the processing and how to move forward, right? And I would say too, I'm getting, you know, don't fear the unknown. You know, you don't need to fear the unknown, because all of this is helping you get yourself more and more and more into alignment. All right. Anyway, guys, I hope that this was helpful for you. And until next time, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and the notification bell, sharing if you feel it's appropriate. Until next time, guys, bye.